Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Glow Up Guide. I apologize if my voice sounds weird because a couple days ago I woke up for school and my throat was hurting really bad. Like I could barely speak above a whisper, and well, at least I can speak at an audible volume now, but from time to time my throat still hurts and my voice just like breaks up or goes flat. So just ignore that. Listen and pay attention to the actual words I am saying because they are good words today. Anyway, so today's topic is all things friendship related. How to have strong friendships, get people to like you, and how to know if you're in a toxic friendship, how to get out of bad friendships, and all kinds of things related to friends. Before moving on, let's do one thing we're grateful for and one thing we're happy about. So let's see, one thing I'm grateful for is my room. Because my room is like my safe space, my cozy space, my haven. And where I go to escape life. Sometimes. Yeah, not most of the time, but sometimes. So my family is really loud and annoying. So I am in my room a lot because I need to escape them. But yeah, and then other times it's just the laundry stuff being annoying. Because so every Sunday I put in the laundry, and then my washer is really loud because it bangs all the clothes around. And everyone's dryer is just loud. So yeah, I just go here. Like I have to close that door completely and like body slam it because the door has a problem. It won't close unless I body slam it. And I have to close my room door completely as well. But yeah, that's why I like it. It's my safe space. And I have a lot of creative expression in here because a lot of my paintings and my art stuffs are here in the organizer next to my desk. And there's a ton of photos on the wall and a bunch of like homemade room things that I made. And like, yeah, it's full of things that I love and people I love. Like photos of people that I love. So yeah, I love my room. And one thing I'm happy about is a couple days ago, I might tear up. A couple days ago, I was looking at my podcast page on Spotify for podcasters. And on the top, there's a black bar. Oh my god, I'm tired. There's a black bar. And it has multiple sections. And one of them is interact. It's where I publish questions and people give answers. So there's a purple dot next to it. And I'm like, oh my god, did someone send in a comment? What happened? And I click on it, not really expecting anything. I expected it to be a random meaningless comment like, great podcast, blah, 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 blah. But instead, the person who set this in was A, and it had like a heart symbol followed with it. When there's like a greater than or less than symbol, I forgot which one, and then a 3 afterward. And it's like that. And the comment she sent in, I have it written down right now. And she said, this is actually really good. It's very calming, and I'm listening to it really feeling like I understand it. And that day, I broke down in tears. Out of happiness, obviously, because that was so meaningful. And to the person who sent it, I am sending you happiness and hope and good health. And I hope you enjoy your life and live a long life. Because that's amazing. It's a lot for that. But, yeah. So, I'm just like, okay, 3 things. First of all, she said my podcast was really good. Second of all, she said listening to a teenager yammer somewhat fast about life and giving unsolicited advice was calming. Third, somehow she comprehends it. So yeah, I'm just like, how? But that was really amazing. Great thing that happened to me. It made like the rest of my week. So that was really fun. Okay, so now let's get started with our actual topics today. So what are some good friend qualities? A good friend is someone who is kind and uplifts you. They have a general good vibe radiating off of them. You'll know it whenever you're around them. Whenever you get a bad vibe from someone but decide to ignore it, then much later into that relationship or friendship, you find out that you had a very good reason as to feeling that way around them. Because energy never lies. It can't lie. So if you ever feel that way around someone, then get out of that friendship ASAP. I'll talk about that later, like how to drop people. Or maybe my second part, I forgot, but yeah. Because, yeah. So, good friends and good people in general are the ones that you don't have to be fake around. You feel like you can let your guard down and be yourself and be authentic. Once again, you will know these kinds of things when you're around them. You just have to trust yourself and your instincts and the energy, the vibes you get from them. Put some trust in yourself with that. Okay, number 2. How can people like me better? If you're in middle school, like I am, you're most likely, you are constantly having to deal with new people, like every 90 minutes, at least in my school. Honestly, the tips I'm going to share with you guys are valuable and can be used in a lot of situations. It's just worth knowing, so listen. Number 1, be confident. This is far easier said than done, but stay with me. People are naturally drawn to those who seem confident. I have a whole episode on confidence, so go check that out. But for now, here's a quick recap. Number 1, know that your insecurities don't define you. You might think that you aren't deserving of confidence because of those insecurities you have. But that isn't true and will never ever be true. So stop letting those insecurities just eat away at you, your confidence, everything. Number 2, body insecurity is stupid. I feel like every single person at some point in time in their life has experienced some sort of body insecurity, including myself. Like always, myself. Honestly, you could have had a way harder life than the one you have, and you're worrying about the way your freaking arms look or your hair looks or something like that. Like, know this and be grateful for what you have, because there's always going to be someone with more than you, and there's always going to be someone with less than you. So focusing on the people who have less than us, know that they probably want what you have. There's always someone who wants what you have. So be grateful for what you have, because, yeah, you have this amazing life. Or a life that is perceived as amazing by someone else. So yeah, number 3, use affirmations. Remember that your subconscious mind will believe everything that you feed it. So feed it good, kind words and positive affirmations, because this is what it's going to believe, and your beliefs become your character. So yeah, if you want to be confident, feed it confidence affirmations. Just search up like confidence affirmations online and say them to yourself in the mirror. Helps so much. Number 4, your body language makes a huge difference. Whenever you have good posture, make eye contact, and speak clearly and concisely, people will view you as confident and naturally be drawn towards you. Number 3, act interested, not interesting. No, this was number 2. I'm so stupid. Anyway, this is a little psychological trick that will make people like you. So basically, when you go and have a conversation with someone, don't mention too much about yourself. Instead, act like the person you are talking to is the most important person in the room. Ask them all about themselves. This will make them like you more and make them think you are very interesting, even though you didn't say that much about yourself. Number 3, spend more time around the people you are hoping to befriend. Psychologists at the University of Pittsburgh had 4 women pose as students in a university psychology class. When experimenters showed male students pictures of these 4 women, they showed a greater liking towards the women who they had seen more often in class, even though none of the men had interacted with any of them. So hang out with people more, invite them to things, and they will grow closer and more familiar towards you, making them like you better. Number 4, smile. In a university study, about 100 undergraduate women looked at photos of another woman in one of 4 poses. 1, smiling in a closed body position. 2, not smiling in a closed body position. 3, smiling in an open body position. And 4, not smiling in a closed body position. I think I said it right. Yeah. The results showed that the woman in the photo was liked most when she was smiling, regardless of her body position. Other studies show that smiling when you first meet someone ensures they'll remember you later. Number 5, be a good listener. This is somewhat associated with the be interested, not interesting trick from earlier. And yeah, this is kind of obvious, but if you show that you are a good listener, people will like you more and remember you better. If you listen to other people, they'll want to listen to you. So yeah, you can also show proof that you've been listening by bringing up something they mentioned earlier or like a long time ago. Did your friend have a sports game over the weekend? Go ask them about it on Sunday or Monday or whenever they had it right afterwards. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Things like that show that you've truly been listening to them and genuinely care about them and are interested in their life. Those are all my tips on getting people to like you better and make friends. Now, let's talk about how to maintain a good friendship and make it last. Number 1, both sides need to put effort into a friendship. It isn't a real friendship if only one side is putting in all the effort, because that's just exhausting. If you or your friend feel like only one side is putting in all the effort, then take a leap that might be hard and talk to your friend about it. If it still feels iffy about the effort that each side is putting in, maybe it's time to consider letting go. Because amazing people like you only deserve amazing people. And if they don't put any kind of effort into your friendship, any effort to see you keep the friendship alive, then they genuinely just don't care about you. And if it feels like to you that they care in a wrong way, multiple things. 1, you're avoiding your thoughts. 2, they're doing a hell of a good job of faking it. 3, they're gaslighting you. So go and find your people, because this is a sign that you haven't found your people in life yet, and you need to go find those people. So go do that. Number something, communicate. I have friends that I don't really stay in touch with that often, and so whenever I do get in touch with them, not gonna lie, it's kind of awkward. And the people who I do have good communication with, regardless of whether I see them in school or whether I don't, and just like call them on Snapchat or something. This is also including my best friend of around 7 years, who moved to Pakistan 2 years ago. We're still really close because we stayed in touch, because I call her on Snapchat all the time, like text her all the time. Communication is core to maintaining a good friendship. So even if you can't really like meet up or anything, even texting or like a 10-minute phone call can make a huge difference and make your day and their day. Be honest. People like you more if they know that you are honest and authentic, as opposed to people who are fake and materialistic. Being open and honest can also help to maintain a strong bond even through tough times and conflict. Treasure and store little things, because sometimes the smallest things in life are the most important. True friendships aren't built over materialistic things. I saw this thing on my Snapchat spotlight, and it had 2 deep wells. There was a young woman in the middle on a platform, and then 2 guys on either side of her on different platforms. And on one of the sides, there was a rich guy in a fancy suit and stuff, and he kept putting materialistic items into the well, like a house, like a mansion house, basically, money, designer bags and clothes, and costly cars. But the other guy was normal, a middle-class person. And into the well, on his side, he dropped stones with things like caring, respect, true love, support, and kindness written on them. The woman sadly walked over to the rich guy, and then the well sank hard. Then the rich guy, he walked away, leaving her to drown in a well of heartbreak. And the normal guy, he was also really sad, and he looked at her, trying to take away the pain. He looked at her falling and felt so sad and looked so sad. I think that this concept can apply to any kind of relationship and friendship. Build it on stone and solid things like trust, kindness, and respect, not materialistic things. Because that's what a true and genuine friendship is about. So enjoy it all. Be there for them. If your friend is always there to support you and listens to you when you need it most, take some time out of your busy life to be there to support them and listen to them if they're going through a hard time or just having a bad day. Sometimes these kinds of things can be like bonding and make your friendship even closer. These kinds of experiences can help build trust and honesty. Just take some time out of your life for your friend, because it benefits both of you. Don't just push away friends for no reason. An acquaintance kind of friendship, casual friendship, to becoming really close. This requires liking the other more, sharing more personal things, opening up more, hanging out more, etc., etc., etc. If you have like an actually valid reason to not become closer, like if you don't trust them that much, for example, then that's perfectly fine. I'm not saying you need to be like best friends with everyone you meet. Just make an effort to be friends with them, whether it's a casual friendship or a close friendship. Deal with conflicts, even if it's sometimes painful. Even the best of friendships are likely to encounter conflict at some point in time. Actually, no, hold on. These really good friendships, your close friendships, are the ones that are most likely to encounter conflict. Although this doesn't really apply to me because me and my best friend, the biggest argument we've ever gotten into is like, I don't know, something about Starbucks. I don't know, but yeah. Even if it's painful, deal with the conflict, because if you just ignore it, the friendship will be lost over that. The key here is to look at the conflict from multiple perspectives. Each person involved should share how they see the conflict, and you, trying to resolve it, should listen and look at every single side. Don't have expectations. Okay, I'm currently reading the book Mastering Your Mean Girl by Melissa Ambrosini, and she said expectations are the fastest way to ruin relationships. She also said, when you drop your expectations of both yourself and others, you open yourself up to infinite possibilities. You will allow the energy to flow freely and more effortlessly, and spontaneity can move through you. But when you are high and mighty with your expectations, you build a dam that blocks your life force. I think that both of these statements are true. So true, because when you have so many expectations for others and yourself, you wreck your own happiness. You eat away at it. But if you don't set any of those expectations to begin with, your own happiness won't get wrecked and destroyed, because you can't get it yourself disappointed to begin with without expectations to wreck it. Everyone is different, and almost all of the time, they won't fit your expectations, because no one is perfect and neither are you. And if they seem perfect, they're a lie. Those were my thoughts and advice on maintaining good friendships. Now let's talk about some of the main reasons why most friendships don't last or break up. 1. Unresolved conflict. In my opinion, unresolved conflict is the biggest reason why friendships don't last. When a conflict remains unresolved, there's tension between whoever is involved. Eventually, the tension becomes too much to handle for both sides, or all sides involved, and the friendship breaks off. I did talk about unresolved conflict in general earlier, but the pain of dealing with the conflict is much more bearable than the pain of losing that friendship. So whatever the conflict is, confront the person and deal with whatever has happened between you two or the group of people, and hopefully move on from it. Number 2, no similarities whatsoever. In a friend, you need at least some sort of common ground, something to bond over. If you have absolutely no similarities, then it just makes both of you dislike each other more, and you won't get along as well, leading to conflict, and conflict leads to friendship breakups. You need to have some similarities to bond over, or your personalities just clash. Maybe you guys used to have a lot of common ground, but now you don't. That's okay. Don't worry too much if the friendship ends up breaking up. You just need to find your people. It's another sign that you need to find your people. Number 3, betrayal. They just don't care about you or the friendship. For example, if you told your friend something that you didn't want anyone else to know, and they just went out and told a bunch of people, they just don't care. And they also aren't worth your precious time. You gave them your trust in a glass box, but they just threw it away and broke it. They just haphazardly threw it into a garbage can, and the glass box with your trust broke. And this doesn't really apply to my life anymore, but I told one of my friends that I like this guy. And yeah, I was over him pretty quickly, but yeah. But that friend accidentally told my other friend who I hadn't wanted to know about it. And I kind of felt really sad for 2 days. But yeah, I didn't really like talking about it anymore, and that just kind of brought the whole thing up again. And once again, this doesn't really matter anymore. It's just an example from my own life. Another example is people talking about you behind your back. I have personally went through this a few times. Actually, no, several times in my life. But I won't give examples. A true friend would never talk about you behind your back. If they do, and you find out, I would advise dropping them because they're toxic AF. One more example is if they downplay your successes. If you do something like make a sports team, get a good grade on a hard test or assignment, etc., and they just make it seem like nothing, or shadow your achievements with their own achievements, they aren't worth your time. A true friend wouldn't do that, because every little thing matters, and if they say your achievements don't matter, then it's adios to them. When you get bad vibes from them in general. I talked about this earlier, but I'm going to talk about it again. When you first meet someone, or even a while into the friendship, you get a kind of vibe or energy from them, good or bad. In the book Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King, he talks about how energy basically makes up a person. It's a really interesting book, so go read it. Anyway, he also does talk about how, like, when you first meet someone, or even much later into a relationship or friendship, you get a kind of vibe, the way how the air around them feels, and how you feel around them, how others feel around them, that sense. So yeah, and your instincts will tell you if it's good energy, or bad energy. You just have to listen. Energy never lies. So if you do get a bad vibe from someone, then you will eventually find out that you had a very good reason as to why you felt that way. So never ignore your instincts. If you get bad vibes or bad energy from them, cut it off ASAP, because we don't need our vibrations to be brought down by them. Okay, so to end our podcast episode today, I have a quote from an unknown author. My best friend also told me this quote, but it goes, "True friends are never apart, maybe in distance, but never in heart." Bye, guys. Rate and review and share this podcast. Drink some water, and I love you all.